Hi guys, it is a beautiful morning right here at the farm, and we are already outside doing what we do most, that is like we are grazing and browsing at the same time. So guys, like today we are going to learn like about the three brutal principles of goat farming. This thing like I learned it from one of the big guys in the game. Like I remember like sometime one random man like walked to me and then said that, young man, I see like you are doing a lot of great work outside there, but I would like you like to learn this three principle of goat farming, and if you implement this like into your farm, it will really like change your idea about this business, and you will really enjoy like what the fruitful yield of this business. So guys, like I learned this one from them, and like I don't want like to remain with it. Like I also want you like as a goat farmer like outside there who really don't know this, like you should also learn it, because like at the end of the day, like we want like to grow in this business together. But for those who are new to the channel, I would like to tell like we started this very good farm, the one we are in, like 2 years ago, with like only 15 animals. So like we are in 2026, like 2 years down the road, the farm is housing over 102 animals. Is it not amazing? Damn, it's crazy. So like to me, it's like it's really amazing, and I just don't want like to remain in this journey alone. Like I won't like to share my idea with you, so that like you also like learn as I also like learn. Yeah, because like learning is like it is both side. You learn from me, I learn from you. So guys, before I forget, if it is your first time visiting this channel, make sure you like the video, subscribe, so that you be part of this handsome family. It is the only way you can be part of this great movement, so that you don't miss anything. So without wasting much time, let's dive straight into it. So guys, here are the three brutal principles of goat farming. Number one, it is what we call the genetics. Yeah, number one, it is what we call the genetics. Number two, it is what we call management, and number three, it is what we call the nutrition. I repeat again, here are the three brutal principles of goat farming. For those who have missed, listen very careful. The first one is what we call the genetic. The second one, it is what we call management. And the third one, it is what we call the nutrition. So guys, if you understand this thing very well, you will really enjoy the game of this business. So guys, that is what we call the three brutal principles of goat farming. If you're just here because like you wanted like to know, now you know. But if you really want to understand it very well, so that you go to your farm and implement it very well, I just beg you to stick around till the very end of this video, so that like you don't miss any of the amazing inside part of it. So guys, without wasting much time, yeah, let's go to our point number one straight. So guys, our point number one is what we call like what? The genetic. So when we talk about the genetic, it's mainly like we talk about the breed of goat that you are going to what? Acquire and then put it into your farm. Yeah. So guys, when we talk about breed of goat again, like we have mainly what? Two breed of goats. Like we have like what? The local breed, and then what? The exotic breed. I'll just be briefly like what? Like talk like briefly about each of them. So let's start with what we call what? The local breed. The local breed, these are like mainly like what? The species of goat that are predominantly found in your local area. So like this one pretty much like depend on your locality. Like for example, like me here, we are in East Africa. Like to be specific, we are in Uganda. So like in Uganda in general, we have like what? Different type of local breeds. Like for example, here where the farm is located, mainly like most people have what we call like what? The Sudanese dwarf. They are like, these are very small goats. Like we call them what? The Sudanese dwarf. Then secondly, it is we have what we call like the Mubende. Then thirdly, we have like the East African goat. Fourthly, again, like we have like the Gala, like mainly like some people even call it what? The Somali goats. Those are like the few examples of like what? The local breed that are found within our local area or our vicinity. And if we talk about the exotic breed, these are mainly like what? The pure breed, or like the the animal which are like many what, which are what, genetically modified to shoot like what specific purpose. And here like we have like different breed again, like for example we have those who are which are specifically for milk, and then those one who are what, which are what, specifically what, for meat. So like depending on the kind of farm you are opening, if you are mainly what you are, if you are mainly going to focus onto like meat production, we are going to have also what different example of like breed of goats which are like which are what, exotic, and mainly what they are for what, for meat production. So like for someone who is outside there like want to open a farm, or who has opened a farm mainly like for meat production, example of breed of goat that are specifically for meat production, we have like what, the savannah. These are like mainly purely what, like they are purely white in color. Then like we have like what, the boa, which are mainly what, the rest of the body is white, and then like from around the neck up to the head it's a little bit brown, or like yeah, it is mainly brown or red. Then lastly we have what we call like what, the red Kalahari. So those are like the three main breed of goat that are specifically what, for meat production. And for those people who have like started their goat farm specifically for milk production, also like what, we have like different example of breed of goat that fall under that category. For like for example like I know of like the Alpines, we know like what, the Sanen. Those are like a few examples outside there. So you as a goat farmer, you need like to determine the kind of breed you're going to what, invite into your farm, because like mainly as a goat farmer you have to know about this genetics, simply because like this animal like what, they grow really very fast. Yeah, so like having good genetic at the farm will like what, allow your animal to grow very fast, so that like what, they reach what, market weight very fast. Like for example within 6 like to 8 months you are ready what, to sell your animal out. So if you do that, that means what, you are going to eat the market very fast, and then you're going to make your profit very fast. So that is basically about the what, about genetics. And in financial aspect of it, like if you want to start a goat farm, I remember like I talked about this like sometime back. If you have not watched it, I will leave the link of that video into in the description, so that like you go and watch it also. Like, so I said in that very video like what, 2/3 of your money should go for what, genetic, because like acquiring this animal is not what, cheap. Yeah, so if you want to start with a pure breed, like these animals are really very expensive. But despite that, like for like for example if like you're outside there, like you don't have like much capital, and yet like you want to start this very project, as they said, you have to start with what you have. So like you just need like to get at least like a process, like for example like a process of like a good percent. You can start with 50%, 75%, 80% upward, depending on what you have. So like it doesn't mean like if you don't have much you shouldn't start this project. You have to start with what you have. That is my advice for you. So that is pretty much about genetics. So if you understand genetic very well, you are going to change the game of this business. So guys, secondly, it is what we call the management. As the word state, mainly we are going to focus on the what, the managerial skills. So as a good farmer outside there, you have to learn what, some good managerial skills, so that like what, you implement it into your farm, and it ensure the smooth running of the farm. So one of the good managerial skills that every good farmer outside there have to know is what we call the what, how to maintain the hygiene of the farm. Yeah, so if you learn how to take care of hygiene very well at the farm, your farm is going to run without any problem. Because like there are people outside there, if you visit their farm, just from the look you know that like what, these people, they don't know what they are doing. Because like if you handle sanitation, cleanliness and hygiene to the prom, you are going to reduce your farm expenses by 80%. I know you're going to appreciate me and then like thank me later, because like this is really the key. It depends on like, it doesn't like matter whether you are an expert in the game or you're just starting out. You make sure you have to learn this aspect of hygiene. You handle hygiene very well. First of all, the animal are going to be what, very healthy, and secondly, you're going to reduce the risk of exposing them to diseases. Just look at it this way: like you wake up very early in the morning from your bedroom, you organize it very well so that it look clean, you sweep it, everything. And if you do this kind of thing into your bedroom, why not like do it like into the bedroom of the animal? Simply because it is a goat pen, it doesn't mean like it is not a bedroom. It is a bedroom for the animal. So like if you clean it very well, the animal is going to look healthy. There will be no sign of diseases at the farm. So at the end of the day, your farm expenses is going to go down and you're going to make a lot of profit from this business. That is managerial skills number one. Then secondly, you have to learn these managerial skills also, like what, when are we going to deworm the animal, all those things. Those things come from good managerial management skills. And it doesn't mean like if you don't have managerial skills, like you are not supposed to deworm your animal, because like I know there are some few farmers outside there who like you just like, I think they're keeping animals like what, for fun. And for you as a young entrepreneur outside there, like you are doing this project not like to have fun, it is like it is a business. So like if it is a business for you, you have to do everything possible. And some of these good managerial skills that just you are not going to learn it from school. Like some of us, like we never went to agricultural schools, and here we are doing agriculture. So like you have to sacrifice a lot, and then what, learn a lot about this knowledge, like what, that have this kind of managerial skills that you are going to what, apply at your farm. So if you know like this thing of like the deworming, spraying, all those things, just it will impact a lot at your farm. So guys, thirdly, you have to learn the skills of documentation. So this one is really lacking among goat farmers outside there, because like if you visit most people's farm, like they don't have like a proof of concept that they are doing stuff on ground. Because like as a goat farmer, you have to document every activity that is happening at the farm. This one is a key when you are reviewing what you have done over times, because like as a farmer you have to evaluate yourself also. How can you evaluate yourself if you have not documented anything down? So for me, like I'm not trained to be a farmer, so from the background where I'm coming from, anything you have not documented is not done. So why not do that the same in farming? So this one, it has helped me a lot when I'm not evaluating myself, because for me myself here at the farm, I evaluate myself every after 6 months, because I want to really see if the farm is progressing well, or if it is like what, not progressing at all. I want to see if what I've been doing is making changes at the farm. If it is not making changes, I have to leave it, and then what, continue with stuff which are what, bringing positive impact to the farm. So what I can encourage every farmer outside there is like to document everything. If you have sprayed your animal today, go document it down. If you are what, dewormed your animal, go document it down. If you have what, given like vaccine to your animal, go document it down. Because like the farmers outside there will say like, I've vaccinated my animal. If you ask them, give me a proof of concept, where have you documented it down? They don't have it. So as a good farmer outside there, I can encourage you to document every activity of the farm. This is going to help you like what, during your review process of the farm. That is pretty much it for documentation. So guys, thirdly, it is what we call nutrition. So it is pretty much what we are doing right now. For us here, like we are grazing. Why are we grazing? Because like the body of the goat needs certain nutrients that they cannot get it from anywhere else other than what, grazing or like feeding. So as a goat farmer outside there, you have to learn this principle of nutrition very well, because 70% of this project depend on nutrition. So if you understand nutrition very well, you already like what, finish the game of this business. So guys, that is why serious goat farmer outside there, they will start with this aspect of nutrition before even starting to buy animals. They start to grow their own feeds. They start like to prepare land, like to grow feeds, like so the aspect of nutrition is covered very well. And this one, it doesn't prevent you from starting if you don't know the aspect of nutrition. That's why you are here. That's why I'm here. I'm sharing this knowledge so that like what, you have already started but you really don't know much about nutrition. Here we are. So guys, nutrition, it is very serious in this aspect of the game. So where does this animal get the nutrients from? So like, for example, if you have like a vast amount of land like ours here, like what, you just like let the animal go outside, you guide them. That is like basically I'm talking about the free range system. So like from the field they will pick like different grasses, because like different grasses has like what different source of nutrients. So like for example, like there are those grasses that are rich in protein, there are those ones which are rich in what carbohydrates. So like as a farmer, if you want to like to grow your own feeds also, like you have to grow like what grasses that are rich in those what food value. Like for example, grasses that are rich in protein. Example we talk about what one of the best example is what we call what the alfalfa. And then like those one which are rich in carbohydrates, we have like the napier, the calandra, and those are some of the few examples. And the reason why I'm focusing on this part of nutrition, as I stated earlier on, like what it covers like what 70% of this project. And that is why this year at the farm we are also what starting to grow our own feed. And guys, I'm serious about this, because for the last 2 years I've not been doing this. I've really like seen the impact of nutrition into the farm. So that's why this year we are going to focus on what nutrition and what basically growing our own feeds. And in nutrition basically, because like the impact greatly affected me toward what this farm practice of weaning the animal. So when you're weaning the animal, this animal like what they're going to become stressed, because first of all you're going to separate them from their mother. So like how can they reduce on the stress? By what giving them a lot of feed, especially what feeds that are rich in nutrients and that contain various food value for their growth, so that like what they forget about their mother. So how can you do that? Is simply by supplementing this kit when we are what weaning them. Yeah, so guys, even you also like you eat food simply because your body also require certain food values, certain nutrients for the growth. And if you can do that to yourself, why not do it to the animal? Because like the animal need this food value also to grow, so that they reach the market weight very fast. So guys, that is pretty much it. And if you watch it up to this point, I really appreciate that. But if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, so that you'll be part of this great movement. And it is the only way you can support us in this movement. So I hope someone outside there has really learned from this session. And that is pretty much it for now. See you in the next video. Bye bye.